Four lurkers, how you doing? Hey Terry, how you doing, mate? How's things in the land of love? I actually slept in this morning, didn't wake up till 8 o'clock, so it was a bit different. Good to hear. What have we got here? It's Monday morning, so I'm guessing Sunday evening or something like that for you, or Sunday afternoon. Yeah, it was unusual for me, but I went to bed a bit later. Ended up watching the it's the second time I've seen it, but that the remake of the Magnificent Seven. I mean, it's entertaining, but I'm afraid it sort of pales compared to the original Midnight Sunday. Oh, you're not burning the candle both ends, mate, are you? It's a pretty quiet Monday here. Yeah, you are. I think I need to do a bit of that myself, actually. Hey, Ray, how you doing? Yeah, five lurkers. That's cool. I understand. Some people just like sitting in the background listening, so that's fine. Others probably looking for that next soundbite to use. That's cool too. If I say something stupid, they're more than welcome to use it. No skin off my back. Good to hear, Ray. Oh, Tony, how you doing, mate? Exactly, you got it, Nathan. You picked up on it straight away. Thanks, Tony. Uh, Hope you're well too, Nathan. Nathan picked up the theme straight away. Yeah, we had. I won't mention his name, Tony, but someone in here yesterday saying to watch out for you and Dave, and because you're all part of Go Go Show and all this shit. But hell, I know for a fact, mate, that Go Go and those guys as well. So I took it with a grain of salt. but it looks like it's yeah, the trolls are heating up a little bit. I don't know why how you got dragged into it. Um, you know, I don't think. Yeah, I've heard you for a while, and I've never heard you cause any shit. Yeah, yeah, it's true, Tony. How you doing, Twisted Britches? Yeah, I miss that, mate. Working in the garage on the cars. Yeah, you're probably guilty by association, Tony. Um, but just warning you, you're you're obviously in the sights of someone out there. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't. It's just, yeah, I know. I hear you, Nathan. I don't know what's wrong with Dave at the moment. I understand that shit's being said and it's making him angry, but he's kind of losing his mind, uh, or feels seems that way at times. Yeah, it doesn't. It's never bothered me, Tony. I just think if you get a chance to talk to Dave, mate, just get him to relax a little bit, and because at the moment he's playing into their hands. That they're loving it when he reacts like he does. Yeah, yeah, he seems a pretty decent guy. So um, he's obviously got issues with me at the moment because of the people I've let into this chat. Well, I'm a little bit fussier now about who I do let in here and all the rest of it. I try to give some of these guys a chance, but they just blow it. But when I first started, this channel was all new, so I thought, give everyone that chance to, be part of the stream. And the problem is, some of them just like to come in here and push people's buttons, and that's not good for any. It just goes on too much. I mean, I don't mind a bit of ball busting and shit stirring, but it can go a little bit far. Hey, Doug, how you doing? Well, I hope so, Tony. I think some of them need to learn a lesson. Yeah, Nathan, that's it, mate. You know, hey, how you doing, Jedi? Oh, look, mate, I don't want to mention names, but we've had someone come in yesterday and uh, trying to warn me about Tony and Dave, and um, saying you can't trust them because they were used to be part of Go Go Show. Hey, Junior, how you doing, mate? But you guys should already know. Oh yeah, I'll pick my own friends and I'll make my own enemies. You know, and if that makes me guilty by association, so be it. Water off a duck's back. I don't really give a shit. If you really want to get to me, get in my face, meet me in person, and stand there in front of my face and say shit. Yeah, Tony, you know that's always with me. Focus and I started doing a show together. That was always one of the things we made very clear to people. I didn't want to say anything, Junior. And to be honest, MJ comes here. I mean, he had a dig at me yesterday about Aussie ruler footballers and rugby players being girls. And I mean, to me, that's just a bit of ball busting. I can take that shit. That doesn't mean jack shit to me. Yeah, Nathan, that's very true. Well, yeah, when it goes too far, Jedi, that's what's going to happen, mate. Um, but a little bit of shit stirring like MJ doesn't. It's not that bad. I can take it. If he takes it too far, then yeah, he's going to go. But I mean, I've never had a problem with MJ, and to me, he's a lot like some of the younger mates that I have, and he's just a shit stirrer. So I can live with that. Yeah, Tony, you know, we 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 understand. I guess there's certain things, especially as a man, that you don't say or you don't do. You know, um, Sid, and bringing people's families and talking about their girls and their children, and especially making threats to a mate. Real men don't do that shit. Yeah, Junior, I don't know. I think he just shit stirring, mate. He just likes to get a reaction. That's all it is. And that's all good as long as he doesn't go overboard. Jedi, I couldn't have said it better. You know, there is. You know, we don't mind giving each other a bit of shit and all the rest of it, but there is a limit. Uh, as for BK and MJ, they've had issues for a long time. Yeah, well, Junior, I've never had a problem with him. And we've always talked, said hello. Um, like I said, he just reminds me a lot of like some of the younger lads that I hang out with. And if he wants to stick around, I mean, said as long as it doesn't go too far. And a lot of it you just you take it with a grain of salt. We hear lots of things about people in these chats, but unless I know something 100%, then I'm not going to take too much notice of it. Well, they haven't been. No worries, Tony. They haven't been popping in really last couple streams, so they're probably worried about saying anything in here because they'll lose their wrenches straight away. And you have a good day, Tony. Nice cool day here in Adelaide today, so loving it. So I guess you guys in the US getting ready for the Super Bowl. Here we go. It's just looks like starting here on. Yep, telecast is just starting here. You've got the Patriots out there. Tom Brady, the man. Here come the Rams. They look serious. Just really curious to see how this goes. Still feel sorry for the Saints. I'm not sure how that shit happens in this day and age. These bad decisions, but like someone was saying yesterday, it does happen. It's part of the game, I guess. I I guess it just bothers me when you have a decision that affects a team's chance to get into the Super Bowl or even a win at any time. Here they come. We got the Rams coming out. Yeah, no worries, Jed. I got the game just playing on the TV with the volume down at the moment. Looks like they've just hit the field. I'm guessing it'll be a quiet one today because a lot of guys will be out at parties and barbecues, whatever, watching the game. Have fun, Jedi. There's this guy, youngest head coach in history for the Rams. Wow. And he's taken them to a Super Bowl. It's pretty impressive. Yeah, look, Junior, I think they have to. If you want to stop the Patriots, you've got to stop Brady. It's simple as that. I mean, I know the guys talk about him being old. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Um, but the guy's still got some skill, mate, and he's got that experience. So, um, yeah, they're going to have to stop Brady. I said I'm hoping, and it should be a close game. It's all the pre-game hype stuff on now. Anyway, I've got that on in the background, just watching that. Um, Thought I'd just jump on to do a quick live, see what everyone's doing, see who's around. I said I don't expect too many people in town. I'm surprised there's even 12 now because I know a lot of you guys in the US will be sitting down to watch the game. So, well, I've probably got a couple that won't be. Tony's at work. Ganti, um, geez, Nathan's probably doing chores around the house or getting ready to go shopping. Seems his missus has been able to drag him out shopping a bit lately. So, guys, what's happening? What's new? Yeah, I, I, I can understand that, Lefty. No, 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 not on the new laptop. Still on the old one. It's still going. Hey, Crystal, how you doing? Watching the Super Bowl, are you, Crystal? Rice and dog food. Pig food. Okay. So what's it like over there this time, Nathan? A little bit more relaxed, not rushing around everywhere on the bike. I bet you it's good to just be out hanging out in your home with the family. I know you like riding the bike around, but surely It's got to be just as good sitting around home sometimes. The pig is getting roasted on the 13th. Speak of the devil, how you doing, MJ? Yeah, Twisted Britches. I should get it going, but I will eventually. You're a top 50 vlogger in the Philippines. Nah, didn't hear about. Good on you. It's always a bit of a pat on the back, but then again, it depends who put you in the top 50 too, MJ. Was that on JLB's list or? Yep, thought so, JLB, yeah. Yeah, sometimes that's just as good, Nathan. Do things at your own leisure and, with the family around. I used to like getting under the carport, open up the roller door and uh, get into the car, working on that. No, I'm not really talking to BK Lefty. As far as that's fine, MJ. As far as BK is concerned, I considered him a good friend, and he threw me under the bus. So you'll escape. Jesus, Nathan. Geez, Frank made a list. Jesus, so I wouldn't put Frank on a top vloggers list. He has no content. All he does is stir shit up and go and attack other people's channels so that he can get their subs. The guy's a leech. Yeah, I don't know why Frank would make any list unless it was you're making a list of dorks or a list of the 100 craziest people in the Philippines, maybe, and he'd be right up there. I tell you what, here's an idea for you, MJ. You like stirring up shit. I know what you like. You should do a top something list of the top e-beggars in the Philippines. I reckon you could do a pretty good job on that. Might get a few views out of it as well. You on Frank's show and drop this link in for him. Let me have a look. What have you done? You causing trouble again, Higanti? What's the pig's name? What the hell? What is this? What crazy shit? Jesus, Higanti, you watch some weird, crazy shit. And this guy's a bit of a showman, isn't he? Oh, God. Hey, Amani. I tell you, Nathan, this you probably understand this one, but mate had a pig doing the same thing. He actually called it Chapman. for you guys in the States and that. Chapman's do like ham and small goods. So he called his pig Chapman. I'll tell you what, he's a bit of a showman, definitely, Nathan. But I don't watch the guy. I don't watch Frank either, so I mean, I don't mind watching guys like, is it Philly in the Philippines? That Brian? I enjoy that. Yeah, so I've never really watched him, Steve. Maybe, one day I'll get off my bum and watch him, but never subbed or didn't even know about him until recently. My question is, why does Big Kev make everyone feel sorry for him? I don't think he makes people feel sorry for him. I think people just understand what's happened to him. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He freely admits that, MJ doesn't hide from that. Um, but at the end of the day, if guys want to help him, MJ, that's their prerogative. Their money. They can do what they want. Hell, I even sent Big Kev some money the other day. Um, yeah, he does, Steve. He does own his mistakes. He doesn't hide from it. He doesn't bullshit to people. And as you know, MJ, there's guys out there that just lie their ass off. Big Kev doesn't do that, at least. Why does he need help? Well, he's probably not living on a lot of money. He's got kids that he needs to help support. I'd like to see him put the money that he gets from his super chat away to pay off his fine so he can get back over there. Twisted britches. It's not often I see someone poking at MJ, so it's usually MJ pushing someone else's buttons. Oh, shit. I mean, MJ, I'll ask you, what is your problem with Big Kev? Why does that bother you? Big Kev spent money years ago on his computer green screen setup that was donated for his kids. I don't know that, Face Runner. If that's true, that's not real good. But well, MJ, it's a matter of that's where his family is. So that's where his kids are, and kids need their dad, mate. That's where he wants to be. So be it. How you doing, Trusty? I've got the TV on now, just in the background with no volume. They were just saying that the Rams coach is the youngest coach ever. It's pretty impressive then to get the Rams into the Super Bowl. Twisted Britches, maybe, maybe not. I mean, you, well, no, I didn't even know that, MJ. But I'm assuming then his kids in the US are a lot older. But you say everyone forgets that. Maybe MJ, a lot of people just, that's his personal business, I guess. They were kids when he left to the Philippines. Yeah, well, I don't know much about his family over there. I don't know, Trusty. I've never seen it. Um, so I don't know. Uh, I heard little bits and pieces, but never watched it. So yeah, Ed can stand up for himself. No worries, Twisted Britches. I don't know, Trusty. I never seen it. And Ed can hold his own. Yeah, but I know that he's on medication, MJ. So that a lot of jobs you can't work with while you're on medication. And obviously, what happened to him has affected him. Yeah, that's true, MJ. Although he's not saying anything bad about him, Twisted Britches. Well, no, when you say no difference, MJ, the thing is, some jobs, and I know it's like that in Australia. If you're on certain medications, you wouldn't be allowed on a job site or in a factory or be able to work, depending on what the medications you're on. Is that a young guy who said he got? Oh no, that was in I think Thailand. Guy said he got robbed. No, I don't know about that one, Randall. I really don't know if he can or can't, MJ. So I don't want to say. Well, I don't think they're going to go after YouTube scammers, Trusty. Honestly, don't see them doing that. But if they're scamming the local population, then definitely they'll go after them, and so they should. As for Barry, he'll fuck up eventually anyway. He can't control himself, can't control his temper. Here we go. Looks like kickoff time, guys. Patriots kicking off. Rams receiving. No, Rams kick and Patriots receiving. Oh wow, nice. Oh shit, up to the 30-something yard. Nice return. Let's see what Tom Brady can do now. Yeah, Randall. Do you know any details about the guy busted for this scamming? What he was doing, or uh, just a bit curious? Oh yeah, yeah, definitely. Yep, I agree with that, Trusty. Yep, uh, that's That's a low act to do that. Collect money on behalf of someone else and then keep it and spend it yourself. That's bullshit. I've heard of that going on in Thailand too. So I got no time for people that do that shit. Well, Crystal, where are you? You watching the game? Are you lurking in the background? It was supposed to be a pyramid scheme. Oh shit! Hmm. Unbelievable. I can never understand the nerve of some of these people, Trusty. I mean, their hides must be so thick to be able to do this shit and scam and rip people off. Unbelievable. I guess a lot more detail will come out later. Well, you know it wasn't Barry because I don't think Barry'd be smart enough to run a pyramid scheme. And I'm not having a go. I'm just being honest. Yes, yeah, I know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Con men have been around since the beginning of time, I guess. Just couldn't do it myself though, Trusty. My conscience wouldn't allow me to do it. I'd rather give somebody money than steal somebody's money. Oh, what do we got? Geez, looks like the Rams might have dealt them the first blow with an interception. Yeah, Steve, have just seen it. Yeah, shit. Tell you what, we were talking about this earlier about the Rams putting pressure on Brady. If they score from this, it's gonna hurt. Yeah, I agree, Steve. He does. Um, look, no, no, don't dox him on here, mate. Plenty of shows will allow you to do that. To be honest with you, Trusty, I don't give a shit about him. I don't care where he's living, and the guy was an overstay 2 years. So well, you'll get him for that. So I haven't even watched him, Trusty. So I don't know if he got his new place or I'm just not interested. What's this, Trusty? What live stream were you on showing off your handsome face? Drop a link in the chat because you said it was true. Okay. Yeah, well, that's the thing, Randall. If you give yourself up, you're better off than getting busted over there because if they arrest you and then find out, they yeah, you will end up in the jail for a while. It wouldn't be good. I wouldn't want to end up in the Philippines or a Thai jail. That'd be fucked up. Yeah, Marnie. Oh, I've got the game on in the background, with the TV on. So oh, not all the time, MJ. He he stretches things from time to time. As you probably know anyway, MJ, me and Trusty never got off on the right foot. But shit happens. Look, I don't think Nathan would got upset. He probably just doesn't like all the drama and the shit that goes on. And you can't blame him. A lot of people don't like it. Yeah, Steve, I hear you. Well, a lot of them are faceless, Nathan. And, to be honest with you, it's not a big deal to me whether people put their face out there or not. I don't see, you know, if they want to keep to themselves and not put themselves out there, that's fine, whether they're a troll or not. The thing is, that, Nathan, while we go for this tit for tat bullshit, it's never going to stop. Correct, 99. Well, I'm not sure about 99% of the time. And the what ladyboy thing was that, Trusty? I'm not sure what you're talking about when you refer to the ladyboy thing. Maybe he did. Maybe he did, MJ. I haven't seen anything where, well, I've heard shit, but I haven't seen it myself. Yeah, well, I don't see why Nathan would give a shit anyway. I mean, he's got his family, he's got his boy and his wife over there, his house and shit. So I think Nathan, like a lot of people and Stephen that was saying, they just get sick of the drama. I know you guys are loving it and you like shit stirring, and that's fine. But a lot of people don't like it. It's the old focus show stuff. I don't know. Well, okay, I'm not sure about the ladyboy part of it, Trusty. I know that Focus for a joke put on a wig and the bra and had everyone laughing. Well, that's not necessarily true either, mate, because you made up shit about me about calling Madeline a ladyboy, and that never happened. Someone asked me if she was, and I said I didn't think she was. It didn't look like one to me. She's quite a pretty girl. Oh God, what a meet-up that would be, Twisted Britches. I can't see that ending up well. I don't know if he was MJ. That you're guessing that he was. Um, and if Nathan helped him out anyway, that's his own business. Todd Skaggs, Twisted Britches. I'm not sure if that is him or not. Uh, yeah, I don't know if it is Mexican Jew. You're probably just guessing, mate. It's like everyone guesses who Trusty is and a few other people out there. Sometimes it's hard to know who's who out there. I don't remember saying I don't know. I'm pretty sure I told him I didn't think she was. I mean, uh, there's no way I would have taken her to be a ladyboy. Yeah, we did bury the hatchet too, Trusty. Yeah, water off a duck's back to me. But if I'm honest with myself, I think the only reason we buried the hatchet was because I stopped watching Barry, and I think that's the only reason you gave me the time of day. Look, Mexican. I don't want to be that small-minded or um, you know, and just not allow him here because we had a issue between us. I'm not that small-minded. Yeah, I don't think Todd would hide either, Nathan. And it wasn't so much talking shit about me. He may have done. It was more the fact that I just felt like he threw me under the bus when I timed him out. No, mate, it's not at all. No, it's like just because. I mean, there's guys that come in here that don't like me, so what I should stop them from coming in here because they don't like me. Um, it just seems silly to do that. You guys should know by now that I try to be fair and you know, yeah, well, that's true, Twisted Britches. People talk about you, MJ, and the shit you're doing here, but I just take it as shit stirring, and you know, I've never had a problem with you, MJ. I know you push buttons and give people shit, but you know, Aussies tend to do that anyway when they're amongst their mates. So it's not a big deal to me, and you've never really crossed the line. And when you do, I'll say something, and you seem to um, pull your head in. So you've always been pretty respectful in here. It's a good name, isn't it? Twisted Britches. Yeah, I just don't want to become one of those channels like it used to bother me when Barry would time people out and block people out for just saying something that he didn't like. I'm not like that. I don't want to be like that. If you guys got an opinion, even if I don't agree with it or like it, you should still be able to have that opinion. Uh, who knows? As for the BK thing, we might sort it out one day. But at the moment, I'm still just pissed off that I felt like he chucked me under the bus. Yeah, well, Mexican Jew. I'm a lot older, a little bit wiser, a little bit calmer. You know. Oh, I try to, Trusty. you know. And yeah, I do cop a bit of shit, and it never really bothers me too much. Yeah, Nathan, exactly. How's it being wiser? Because I'm just a little bit more tempered now, mate. I don't react to everything being said out there, and the other thing is, MJ. Other people might think that I'm being a bastard for getting pissed off with him about it. So it's a two-way streak, I guess. Resistance is futile. Oh shit. I mean, how many times did I cop shit about the Barry thing? But I had to learn for myself. Uh, Poop orange. Look, I don't think MJ's ever been scared to talk about himself. Um, yeah, and give him his credit. He puts his face out there. He puts himself out there for ridicule, you know, and he takes it with a grain of salt. He doesn't let things bother him. I don't know. I think that's the secret to it all. Don't let shit bother you. You know what? Go-Go's not such a big deal to me anymore, MJ. I mean, as far as the YouTube thing goes, if I met him in real life, it might be a bit different. But I can't see the point of you know staying angry with fucking with someone for too long. The thing with Go-Go was some of the shit that he said. Uh, but what Go-Go did and said was a lot worse than anything that BK has done or said. Two different people, mate. Two very different people. But you have a point, MJ. It's like guys ask me about having Popeye on my show and why I do that. I don't have a problem with Popeye. Um, you know, he took me to task one time, and that's fine. That's more than it's his right to do that. And uh, I've never had a real problem with Dave. Um, uh, is this Allo? Yeah, I've spoken to Allo. He's always been really decent when we talk. Whether he's like that when I can't hear him, he might be saying different things about me. But and I don't like everything he does. But he's again, I don't really have any issues as such. I don't know, Trusty, but let's face it, MJ and BK, um, they have their issues. You can't blame BK for being pissed off for some of the shit that was said. And let's face it, mate, MJ can push buttons as good as anybody. If you're a loyal person and you believe in guilty by association, oh, geez. I'm not so sure about that, MJ. So the friends that I have in here that don't like Popeye should be pissed off at me and not like me because I don't have a problem with Popeye. Yeah, Steve, I think that's It's a bit crazy saying that. I'll pick my own friends. I said I'll pick my own enemies. If anyone has that big a problem with me, MJ, can meet me up anytime. Um, don't have an issue with meeting anyone face to face. How you doing, Dick and Cider? Face runner, I can tell you now, even in clubs where that does happen, it's not always the case. Not anymore, Mexican Jew. Uh, but I'll give you an example. Yeah, I'm good, thanks. I'll give you an example, MJ. The mate I got now, yeah, well, my oldest friend, he got into a club before anybody, and his one of his good friends was Aboriginal, and the club was a pretty well a white power club. But at the shows, he would still have that guy there, and no one did jack shit. One, because they're probably scared of my mate, but they did let it slip because the guy's his friend. So, and there was definitely no guilty by association with that. And it is rare, but it does happen. You have problems with whoever you're a club brother. That's true. Yeah, if you're talking about certain incidents, yeah. But like I just said, I had a friend in the club who had a Aboriginal friend, and the club was white power, but it was overlooked. Yeah, in the public eye, face runner. Yeah, it de- MJ. It depends on what the problems are. If you're talking about, say, a member's had a fight with somebody, then yeah, the other club members are going to stand behind you and take the guy out if they see him. But it really depends on the situation. And like I'll give you a perfect example. Things have changed so much here over the last 20 odd years. There was a code amongst some members where you never attacked anybody's family or their wives or their kids. Um, with the influx of Eastern European guys and Middle Eastern guys into clubs, that changed really quickly. Um, some guys still hold to the old code, but now there's a whole generation of guys in there that don't give a shit. You know, I mean, I know someone that I won't say too much, but his 14-year-old son was shot in his house during a raid on the house, a home invasion. That shit would never ever have happened back in the day. Exactly, Dick and Cider. It's between them. Yeah, but see, MJ here, old school were a little bit more lenient than what they are today. No, not now, Face Runner. See, guys are not really up to date what's happened in Australia with the clubs and that. Lots of big changes. Yeah, true, Nathan. But I'll be honest with you. I was probably more like MJ when I was younger. Very standoffish. If I didn't know you, I wouldn't talk to you. I was an asshole. Uh, I've changed over the years, mellowed out. I was probably more hardcore than MJ. Yeah, well, the problem here, Face Runner, is that they've legislated, you know, all the outlaw clubs now are treated like organised crime. You can't wear your colours just about anywhere anymore. If there's more than two of yous get together, they can arrest you. It's become fucking ridiculous over here. The clubs fought it, won in court, and then the government just changed the law to change it all again. 3 inches of snow. Yeah, you know what, Steve? I've seen that happen. Um, I've seen some really good guys that got shit on by their own clubs. It happens. So when you talk about loyalty, guys, I tell you what, it's a fine line, even inside the clubs. Yeah, that's a whole different story, Nathan. Yeah, I imagine Dick and Cider, they don't drive to the conditions. I don't think that's true, Trusty. I don't think you can say that Nathan and his buddies turned a blind eye to B-bots. Um, as far as Barry goes, they just gave him the benefit of the doubt, I guess. No, I don't think anyone did, Nathan. No, no, Trusty, you guys were on him for a long time. I just came across him through Riff Raff Radio and started listening. I couldn't see what all the hoo-ha was about, but eventually, yeah, I've seen things and said and know things that other people don't. I just is pretty arrogant. Okay, MJ, do you want to not get into the personal attacks like that? I mean, I know you like pushing people's buttons and having a dig. Yeah, to be honest, if I was like I used to be anyway, MJ, I wouldn't even be here on YouTube talking to anybody. I wouldn't have to give you any of you the time of day. Wouldn't give a fuck about being on YouTube. Yeah, Nathan, they were right on the money. You're worried about the weight. You're a crazy bastard, MJ. We should have met 20 years ago. Fuck, we would have caused a fucking heap of trouble. Yeah, lots of people went after B-bots. I think the guys you're talking about just made a big noise about it and probably patted themselves on the back, which I don't like anyway. But I did watch. I think it was Jay. Jay had a live stream with those guys on there and B-bots, and I heard the guys hammer him on that show. But lots of people went after him, Trusty. You know what, MJ? Unfortunately, it's true with with a lot of my friends, or a lot of them I just can't be around because we just get arrested. Uh, my oldest friend uh, is he got convicted of murder several years ago now. Uh, they did appeal, and it's been dropped to manslaughter. We're hoping with time served, he may be out in a couple of years. Um, YouTube's a hobby, face runner, nothing more, nothing less. I said years gone by, I wouldn't have even given YouTube the time of day. Said I was, you know, in my day, I was an arsehole. I'm happy to admit that. Yeah, well, that's a possible. That's always possible, face runner. Yeah, I guess for me, it's the last place you ever want to be, mate, is locked up in a cell. I've managed to keep out of. I mean, I've been locked up overnight, fucking more times than I care to remember. But being able to keep out of jail, thankfully. Hell, I've got mates that got so used to it that they would get 18 months, 2 years, whatever, spend that time just working out, build up, get out of jail, run amok until they got caught and busted and back in jail again and do the same shit over and over again. The prison doors were like a revolving door with them. Hell, you want to know how bad it is? My nephew, this has gone back, I don't know, 6 months or maybe more, maybe 12 months ago now. He got pulled over by the police, and when they checked his license, the first thing they asked him was, "Do you know da da da?" Which was me. And I thought, what the fuck, Cops are asking people if they know me. It's fucking bullshit. Yeah, again, that's not the sort of shit you should be saying about anyone, MJ. No, I've never been tasered. I've been shot at and been stabbed. Uh, the shooting was when I was a lot younger, and it was just a 22, thankfully. But um, never been tasered. Hell, one of the last times they come to get me, Trusty, uh, and I was by myself in a hotel room. They had 8 cops, 6 at the front and 2 at the back door. Which was a little bit of overkill since, nothing what I was like 20 years ago. Jesus, bloody hell. No, thankfully I've never been hit with the taser. Don't intend to be either. Yeah, even at the moment, I've got my car, both my cars actually registered in my sister's name. Otherwise, these days they're sitting behind you and they do a registration check. If my name comes up, I'll just get pulled over every time, which is fucking just ridiculous. Look, MJ, you and BK are always going to have issues. You don't like each other, mate. Just, you know what, Face Runner, we kind of don't, but at the same time, there's, every time we get pulled out of a car, we're not told to get on the ground and put our hands behind our head, and like I've seen it happens in some states in the US there. But definitely, our freedom has been eroded, and like I said, some of the laws that they've put out now are just simply fucking insane. You know? And what gets me is the dumb thing is if they drive the bike clubs underground and take the patches away, they're not going to know who's who. At least when the guys are wearing patches, they know they know who's who. Easy to keep an eye on them, but the law doesn't seem to understand that. Always a knee-jerk reaction, Face Runner. Sometimes I wish we did have a constitution like you guys do. Look, Twisted Bridges, I don't think a lot of good people have. No, I don't know. Never heard of him, Trusty. Yeah, definitely, Nathan. But South Australia is no different. The East Coast is no different now with all the laws that they've put out there. I mean, you can't have more than 2 club members get together anywhere. Otherwise, the police can just arrest you straight away. They fucking treat you like a terrorist. Just fucking insane. Constitution only applies to the wealthy. I hope not, Trusty. I'll have to check him out, Max Egan. Some states, Lefty, see, a lot of people don't realise, like New South Wales and and places like that on the east coast, but South Australia was uh, colonised by free settlers, so there were no There was no penal colony here in South Australia, no people sent here for punishment. South Australia was always settled by free settlers. Yeah, I'll look him up, Trusty. I tell you what, I've watched a few YouTube videos of guys um, reciting the Constitution to the cops. The cops over there don't seem to really even know their own laws. That's what's scary over there. Someone will recite to them exactly what they're allowed to and not allowed to do, and the cops seem to totally ignore it. Yeah, lefty isolated. Um, there was always, you know, in the early days, guys getting speared or clubbed to death, or there was always nothing huge, no great war or anything, but lots of isolated incidents. Yeah, I agree, Face Runner. They do forget that, and we got to. We used to say over here in Australia that once they put that uniform on, it was like fucking. They just put the uniform, Superman outfit on, because they all thought they were fucking, super strong and bulletproof. And it was fucking annoying as fuck. And it was the younger cops. The older cops seemed to be a lot mellower and more reasonable, but the young cops, fucking, what an attitude those bastards have. You know, who am I to fucking say anything? When I was a younger lad, I'd fucking more than my share of attitude, arrogant, ignorant to a point, I guess. I'm just too old for all that shit now. Yeah, well, they act like gangs, Face Runner. Yeah, they do overreact, I think, Trusty. And they act unlawfully and get away with it, which I don't like. It gives me the shits that there's one law for them, one law for us. BK is just pushing your buttons. Better off to ignore it. Come on, MJ. Let's be honest, mate. Anyone going to the Philippines can meet a woman. That's not an issue. Yep. Mm, your call, BK. You're on a roll this morning, MJ. Oh shit. No, that's not true actually, MJ. He was over in the Philippines with a girlfriend. So they weren't always online. Trusty. So we've got three against one at the moment. We got MJ, Trusty, Face Runner versus BK. You got the mob mentality going at the moment. I'm not sure MJ how he met that first girl, but I know he was over in the Philippines with her. So, and he's got video of that. I'm not sure how they met. That's not my business and doesn't matter really. There you go. We got some support for BK at last. The cavalry has arrived. Go Go Bogo sisters in the house. I can't believe, mate, we're in the second quarter and no score. This is going to be a tough game. See, I'm not surprised, Nathan. I think anyone could get a date in the Philippines. Doesn't sound like it'll be too hard. Although I'm not sure about the guy walking down the middle of the road with his arms straight out, acting like a zombie. But hey, you never know. Here we go. Rams are on a charge. Let's see how they go. I don't have that clip, Face Runner, and I wouldn't put it on here anyway. I don't have it, MJ. I never take sound bites of anybody. And if even if I did, I wouldn't put it on. But I don't have it. I am not into doing anything like that. I never record what people are saying. Yeah, Face Runner. We all have our moments. So shit. None of us are perfect, man. Should have heard me go off at Go Go that time. Fuck, I was furious. I wouldn't mind going on a cruise myself, but not to find women, just to drink, eat, and lay about doing nothing. But I'd probably prefer a cruise where you're actually going somewhere. I'd like to do one of those ones up near Alaska there where they do the cruises and you can check out the bloody orcas and shit like that. That would be cool. Yeah, maybe Face Runner. For me, it'd be a wind down and just fucking do nothing. I've never been on one. Sorry, Face Runner. I've never been on a cruise. Said if I did, it'd be just to fucking be a laid back thing. You know, for me, holidays have been traveling to different places in Australia or going overseas to the US a couple of times and Japan. Um, Probably wished I'd travelled a little bit more, but once I started my own business, it was 7 days a week working, so it's a pain in the ass. MJ, that's again, that's up to each individual. It's their money; they can do what they want, mate. At the end of the day, for good or bad, right or wrong, their money; they can do what they want. Tell you what, that would suck. Only having 2 weeks holiday. Here we used to get when I was in construction 4 weeks a year, and I'd always take it off at Christmas time. So with all the public holidays, I'd end up with 5 weeks off. I used to love it. 5 weeks of doing jack shit, drinking and partying. Yeah, I'll tell you what, Face Runner. Every day I'm thinking, you know, it it's just a shame I've got the dog. Otherwise, I'd be overseas now. I just haven't got it in me to get rid of her. 7 weeks not bad. You get if you do shift work here, you get 5 weeks holiday a year. Things every country's different, MJ. Every job is different. I mean, I could take my holidays pretty well whenever I wanted to. Some people, had to try and book in their holidays and had to get it approved. That would have, be annoying. And MJ, it's good that you've done it while you're young, but you got to remember, not everyone's in that same position. You said yourself you were different to your friends. Kept every dollar you earned. Not everyone's the same, mate. No, they're just pushing buttons. Um, Sorry, guys, just answering an email. Be with you in a sec. Okay, what do I miss here? You're a real shit stirrer, MJ. Oh, well, that's all good too, Twisted Britches. Doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you see the place. Yeah, well, that's true, Trusty, but as long as it is good advice. Yeah, I agree, MJ. It still doesn't matter how you got there. And a lot of people join the Navy so they can see the world. And it's a great way of doing it. What they used to say, used to be a saying, sailors had a woman in every port. Hell, some of them probably had a fucking wife in every port. I don't believe that for a second, MJ. Not for 1 second do I believe that. Oh, it's always good to save your money, Trusty. And then when you have got it, enjoy it. Yeah, well, that's true, Twisted Britches. Some people just not into traveling at all. Some might do it at a later age. It's a personal fucking thing. Some people just don't like traveling. I know my mother. Uh, she would never get on a plane. She hated that idea and would never do it. Once my dad used to go up and see his brother in Queensland and would drive up there with the family. But once he got a little bit older, he started to fly up there, and she would never go because she just wouldn't jump on a plane. I don't think she would have jumped on a boat either. Everyone's different. But MJ, I'd rather hear about your experiences over there and a bit more about the girlies that you're meeting. All right, you take it easy. Oh fuck! It cost you a fucking arm and a leg, face runner. Yeah, Twisted Britches. My mother would never fly. She just no matter what, Dad couldn't get her. She was just like that. She was strange. Didn't swim. Didn't like water. Dad was the total opposite. He was adventurous, born on an island, so swimming was second nature to him. I remember from my earliest memories were just like, geez, going to the beach with Dad and having him just throw us in the water, teaching us to swim. Yeah, I mean, I'm not hung up on flying, but um, at the same time, I don't have a problem jumping on a plane to get somewhere. I just hate the fucking long hours in there, and I have to be pretty well dead tired to sleep on a plane. Nah, face. I have to be totally exhausted and dead tired to jump on a plane. I wish I could, but I haven't. It hasn't been too bad. I remember crashing out one time. Most times I've got the planes where you got the screen, the little TV screen in front of you, so I watch a movie or something. I don't think that's neither here nor there, trusty. Yeah, well, you're talking about Elon Musk. Wouldn't be surprised. So we've got New England guys, 3 to 3 points. Rams, nothing. I know you guys have got your issues. I mean, I don't have a problem with JW. I like JW, and I talked to Eric, and I've never spoken to that Gib guy. I've watched a couple of his videos and that. I've only really talked to JW and Eric. Yeah, I take each person as they come. You are an enigma, trustee. I'll never work you out. No, I don't think he's been reanimated, Nathan. But now when you talk Tesla, you're usually talking Elon Musk. I mean, the guy's really got his hand in everything, building cars to building rockets. Definitely forward-thinking guy. Seen him on Joe Rogan. That was interesting. Ah, he's still with us, Steve. I guess a lot of guys are sitting back, not interested in the drama part of it. Very soon, I'm going to have to even cut that part of it out because it's not good for everyone else. They want to talk other shit, and not everyone wants to hear people fucking slagging off at others. Oh, Super Bowl commercials. Charlie Sheen's still getting in there. Holy shit. Unreal. Yeah, Tesla said Earth is a realm. Well, Tesla was a pretty crazy, but genius crazy. Oh, geez, Nathan, I don't think he's much of a fraud. Look what he's done with SpaceX. Shot rockets up to the sky and managed to land them again. I know that the Tesla car company's had some serious issues. I guess that was to be expected. Um, but I don't know. Wouldn't call him a fraud. Sort of hard to believe those stories are a reality. Um, well, I'm not sure what stories. I mean, Tesla, the car company, is a reality. SpaceX is a reality. How far they'll go with it, I don't know. Yeah, but you can't see NASA getting too involved at the moment with their budget just keeps getting cut and cut. Hey, how you doing, Ed? Just watching the game at the moment, Ed, and doing the stream. 3-0 at the moment. Patriots way. Really tight game, low scoring. Um, Unbelievable. Still just 4 minutes to go in the second. Ah, shit, that sucks, Ed. No, we always get on commercial channels here. They always put the Super Bowl on live. Okay. Okay, going for a little bit there, Ed. And I'll take it out again. Give you time to just click on it, and then I'll get rid of it. I actually got to get myself down to the fucking garage. I got an electric aerial and it's been busted off, so I have to get a new one put in there. Hey, how you doing, Ed?
Hey, I'm here. How's it going?
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
ESPN is satellite, but it's you can't. It's every other play. The satellite's cracking. I got pissed off and turned it off. It
yeah.
says for
Well,
selected reasons.
it's
Yeah, it's still 3-0, 3-0.
it's 3-0, and
Yeah.
yeah, really tight. I'm surprised. I knew it was going to be a close game, and I just didn't think that it was going to be this tight. In the second quarter, still like no one seems to have really broken away.
Like Patriots are getting some plays, but he's just not. They're just not getting anything out of them. They're getting some yardage, but they're not doing anything.
Well, like someone said, like whereas the Patriots are concerned, Brady sort of gets better as the game goes on. So if that's the case, the Rams have got a bit of a problem to deal with then.
Yeah, the Rams got to get their shit together and get some yardage. That's all. Yeah. I still say the Rams by one. We'll still go with the Rams. Are you getting all the Super Bowl commercials? Are you getting the stateside commercials or what?
Well, I just got one with Charlie Sheen doing one for Ultra Tune here, so I'm not sure if we're getting the same commercials you are, but
no, we don't get any commercials over here. The regular Filipino commercials, so
so we're getting the Australian ones, I guess, but they just had one with Charlie Sheen in it, and of course a heap of hot girls, which is you expect to see that in anything with Charlie Sheen involved.
Trust you actually think I downhill there? He's a jerk. He blocked me, banned me, and everything. He's not gonna apologize.
I tried to say before that you can handle yourself, Ed. I mean, I'm sure that's doesn't worry you.
It don't worry me a bit. Jeez.
Nah,
don't worry me a bit.
It's a moot point, guys, bringing it up because Ed doesn't care.
I could care less.
And I'm sure that after a while you guys will end up talking about it and getting shit sorted out between us.
No, I don't think so. Don't matter to me. Hey, listen, I don't give a damn. Junior, are you causing any trouble? Or are you behaving yourself?
He's actually been good, so something's wrong with him.
Yeah, holy shit, so much wrong with him.
Yeah.
You feel okay today, Junior? Would you have dog for breakfast?
Ed, I'm going to throw you off this panel, man.
You won't throw me off the panel. You'll tie me up, or you won't throw me.
Oh shit!
You can tie me up, mute me for about 330 seconds, whatever the hell it is.
Oh, the old 300 seconds.
Yeah, 300 seconds, mute me and tie me out, right?
Well, Junior's an expert at that, mate. He's probably been timed out more than anybody else. I don't think that's true, Trusty.
I think it is true. The Trusty's right there. He thinks he is he thinks he's a general. He's General JW. He thinks he's the leader of all the expat military.
I mean, I think you're saying that at the moment because you've got issues with him. I don't.
No, I think he is. That's not issues. It's just see how he comes across. That's how he comes across.
I had pussy for lunch, but had to shave it first. See, that's a much better comment.
But I don't know about shaving. Shaved or not shaved? If it's not shaved, you just get a toothpick and pull out the hairs. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Jesus Christ! You have leftovers. What the hell? Yeah.
No, you gotta get him to shave it.
My wife, she shaves hers. I told her to grill once, just once, see how it is. One of them up there, I want a little cushion before I get in. They don't say you got a little cushion, and then you go between a little cushion there. See?
Jesus.
You got somewhere to rest your chin as you go
Too much information.
So, Jesus Christ.
Too much information, Ed.
Oh my goodness. No, I don't even bother him really. I just happened to be on that day and he was talking down like a pissed off, that's all. I don't even go to his channel normally.
I don't know. I just think it's all crazy shit, like
Yeah.
lots of innuendo, lots of accusations, and I don't know.
That's just the accusations. Prove the accusations before you start blaming people. That's
Oh yeah,
it.
I
You
agree with that.
don't. It's a lot of blaming, but there's no proof, and that's what pisses me off. You're gonna blame somebody, prove it. Don't just go saying this person did that unless you know he did it.
Well, there you go. They were not arguing about service, and JW did not block him. Or somebody else blocked Ed.
I don't care who blocked me. Shit, don't matter. Yeah.
I guess Ed. That's not going to hurt Ed though, being called a fly boy.
Really, it doesn't hurt me a bit. It hurt Jay, but see, that's what gets me. He called me a fly, but that doesn't hurt me again. That's it. The people under like he got cracked because he was called a Boy Scout. The guard were called Boy Scouts. They're called weekend warriors. That's inner. Anybody that's in the military knows inner service bickering. Like they call Air Force Flyboys, they call Navy Swabbies, they call Marines grunts or the jarheads. Army are grunts. The guards weekend warriors, Boy Scouts. That's just typical service talk. That's typical
Yeah.
military jargon. And like that, for him to be so offensive of it, that's just beyond me. Because he was in the military. He was in the military.
And
That's what they're called.
if we're honest with ourselves, it's disingenuous to call the National Guard weekend warriors or Boy Scouts anymore, because those guys take the brunt of it like all the
Listen,
others do.
no, it's not disingenuous. It's been there for years. It's been like, okay, it's disingenuous. Call me cheer force, whatever. It's disingenuous. What's the same? It's been there since forever.
Yeah, but that's not the way
And
it
and
is
it's
now.
always been, but the thing is, it's been there forever. They will always be known, no matter even before the guard was doing a job. The only reason they call them weekend warriors is that is when they played. When they're home, they just go on the weekend. That's why they're called weekend warriors, and they'll always be
But
like
then,
that until the
but it's
guard
not.
dismantles. They'll be weekend warriors. It's just how it is. When they're activated, okay, they're not a weekend warrior no more. But when they come home, they're a weekend warrior again. It's that simple. It's just that simple. That's just the name. Okay, a Navy guy, you're going to call him a Swabby. Even if he's not a Swabby, you're going to call him a Swabby. Even if he's not. There's not too many Swabbies in the Navy, but the Navy is known. That's just the name they give them. They're Swabbies. It's nothing derogatory against it. There's nothing derogatory calling the reserves and the Guard weekend warriors. It's not derogatory. It's just the name that was given to them years ago that will stay with them forever.
I
That's
guess
just
what it is too is, I guess it's the context that it's used in, Ed. If it's used to, um, have a go at someone, it's different than just saying it as, generally.
no. You just generally you're a weekend warrior. What the hell? That's generally you're not being jumping at somebody. You're not being used to disavow somebody or anything. It's just a general thing. That's all. And how do you know when it was used? It was used as that. You don't know how it was used. Nobody knows how it was used. The thing was just it was a thing he put up. Boy Scout satire. It was using satire. Where the hell? Like people cannot. They don't know what satire is anymore. Take your satire. Okay, he puts up the greatest satire. The other ones. There's a lot of guys put up that satire stuff. Why do people get their busted for it? Because there was no names mentioned in that. You didn't see any names in that thing. So,
Yeah,
so
but if you're fair, you know that it was aimed at certain people. Even if it's satire or no names are mentioned, you sort of know who it's aimed at.
no, I didn't. I didn't know who was in that. I must be.
Oh,
I'm somewhere in the flips. I thought it was just a nice comical skit. Yeah.
I find that hard to believe, Ed. You're not that silly.
What? Oh my goodness. I don't know. It's just the way things are. People don't take satire the way it should be taken. That's wrong with the internet. YouTube is just like that.
Yeah, like Nathan said, over here it's the same. The reserves do get called weekend warriors.
Yeah.
It's the same over here.
And you probably have reserves over there fighting too with us. You probably
Oh,
have reserves over there, but you're still weekend
yeah.
warriors. You're still weekend warriors. When they come back, they're going to go back to 1 weekend a month.
I think a lot of the. I mean, I know we send regulars over, but I think a lot of the hard work from Australia with the US, it was normally SAS working with your guys,
Yeah.
our special forces that worked with the US troops a lot.
Like there was reservists during Vietnam, there was reservists and guard there. But they were still, even over there, they called them weekend warriors. Call them that over there too. They didn't mind. You know what? They call us names, we call them names. But that's just military bickering. Military always does it. And it's nothing. If a military guy takes it bad, there's something wrong with that person. If you're in the military, you can't be taken to call a sheriff force or something like that, or Airedale. You can't take that. Something's wrong with you. You shouldn't be nowhere near the military.
Well, to be honest, I've heard people give you shit about the Air Force plenty of times.
And you say, how do I take it? I can care less. That's just how it
Yeah.
is. That's just how it is. Yeah, well, you want me to be like so JW? Want me
Yeah.
to call me, man? Blah, 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 blah. Hey, I don't give a damn.
Yeah, Nathan. I think we had regulars and SAS over there. I never heard of any reserves going across.
They don't send you reserves across?
No, as far as I know, they didn't. But I may be wrong. But
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it was regulars and SAS that went across.
Mhm.
I mean, you know, we really didn't put a lot over there compared to what the US was throwing over there. That's for sure.
That's right, Fred. That was my prep class before I retired. I was in the Air Force. Damn right. No, my last 10 years, I was in pretty much Air Force. Pretty much my main job was sitting in that chair, but I went out and worked the line anyways. But I had the best job. My last 10 years in the Air Force.
Here we go,
All I
Rams.
did. What happened? What's going on with the football game?
Well, they're on. Looks like the 2-yard line.
Who, Rams?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not sure what just happened though. Looks like no, they're coming off the field, so it's going to end 3-0.
Still 3-0. Halftime?
Halftime now, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Rams will receive the second half kickoff.
Yeah. Damn. I don't know if I think Papa is going to. I think he is going to. I don't know.
He said the other day. Yeah, he said the other day that he'd do a halftime show.
Let's see if he's on yet. When he comes on, he's not on yet. He hasn't started yet. Not yet. Not yet. Let me see what he's doing. Hold on. Right back.
Yeah, he did face. He said I was welcome to join on his panel for the halftime. Again, I don't have a lot of issues with these guys. I just try not to get involved in all this shit. Yeah, no one's perfect either. You know, we all fuck up. Lots of people like you, Trusty. One of my older brothers, he was Australian Army Sixth RAS, Sixth Royal Australian Regiment, based in Queensland. He signed up for 6 years straight up at the time.
Good. You're going to stay, and that's the way to do it.
Yeah, we did get bonuses for, like, I think it was, you could do the 3 years, which was normal, or you could double it up, do 6 years straight off, and it meant that if you left after the 6 years, you got a lump sum payout and shit like that. He loved the army, but unfortunately, I think it was Army, I'm not sure if it was Air Force or Navy, they have football games between each other.
Yeah,
and he blew out his knee, and so they told him that he wouldn't be able to do forced marches with a full kit in the infantry anymore, but offered him positions elsewhere. I can't remember what they were, but he pretty well, once he was out the infantry, he just left after the 6 years. He didn't want to be there if he wasn't in the infantry. He loved the infantry. I think because they, for the most part, they fucking just lazed around or played sports,
Yeah.
I mean, he did two tours to Butterworth Air Base in Malaysia. I know that during Cyclone Tracy in the Northern Territory, he ended up in Darwin. They were helping with the cleanup and shit.
Does Australia have any bases outside of Australia? Any military bases outside of Australia?
Well, the only one I can think of at the moment is the air base, the Butterworth Air Base, and I'm not even sure if they still have that.
Yeah.
You got to remember, we don't have a huge military force.
No.
We kind of rely on our Air Force, and we don't even have an aircraft carrier anymore. The last carrier we scrapped was, I think, the Melbourne, and they've never built another one, which to me is crazy, because considering that we're just all coastline, I would have thought that aircraft carriers would have been the best form of defence.
Yeah.
But again, it comes down to budgeting. We can't afford the same sort of spending that the US do on their military.
And the U.S. still doesn't spend enough on them. Well, they did when Obama just ripped the military apart, and now we have to spend a lot to get it back up. Because Obama ripped our military to below World War II standings, and it took a lot to get it back up to training and everything. So we're spending a hell of a lot on it now just to get it back to where it's supposed to be.
I think too, what probably a lot of people don't understand is, with America being definitely the most high-tech military out there. How you doing, Jerry? But I'm guessing that they probably don't need the same amount of numbers because of the high-tech stuff that they got now. So,
Dude, I was in air transportation. My main job was offloading cargo people. I worked in what they call an aerial port squadron.
well, that's the thing. It doesn't matter what. Whether you're military, like Marines, Army, Air Force, Navy. At the end of the day, you got to fill all the jobs, otherwise it just won't run.
That's it.
I mean, I'm sure the mechanics mean just as much to them as the guys flying the planes, because your jets aren't going in the air if they aren't looked after.
Yeah. Like my last 10 years, all I did was I was the mobility NCO for my unit. I just had to make sure my unit could go to war, that could meet their wartime taskings. That was and then also took care of all the reserves, the guard units, basically that. And I did all the briefings, all the wartime briefings. We have in the military every month, the commander gets a briefing on status of his mobility, like if he could fight a war, and I also had to do that every month. Prepare a report, send it to headquarters, and brief the commander and everything. That's basically what I did.
No real topic, Jerry. You've been jumping around a little bit. talked about the footy or the football a little bit. Half time now, 3-0, so close. Curious to see if Tom Brady runs away with it in the second half. Yeah, exactly, Nathan. The military is a team effort. And I mean, that includes what these guys call weekend warriors, whatever, or Boy Scouts. I mean, they're all part of it.
Everybody, it's all part of the thing. It's one team.
Yeah.
One can't do it alone, put it that way. They all will do it alone. Yeah.
Hey, Kev. Yeah, it is a real tight game, Jerry. Unbelievably tight.
I think Popeye was in missiles or something. He was in fire control or something. He had a job underneath the deck pushing buttons. I don't know what he did. I think he was in it, something like that.
I see your point, Anthony, but again, I'm just not into the drama shit. I'd rather be sitting here talking about the football, to be honest with you.
Well, Brady is not playing this game, that's for sure. He hasn't come on fire yet. And that other kid, he is playing like a new quarterback. He's not playing. I think it's too big for this. The other guy, I think. I don't know. You see where somebody made a mistake yesterday or so and accidentally played a commercial that had the Rams winning, congratulating the Patriots on winning the Super Bowl. Because you know how they do it. They do for both of them. Both of them had that spot already done. And for when the game's over, they could throw that commercial and congratulate the winner. And somebody accidentally played the one with the Patriots, and a lot of people are pissed off saying, "Oh, the game's rigged. They're already produced. They're already showing the winner." Oh, really funny. But they do it for both teams in case they get ready for the end of the game. I heard there was some controversy about the halftime show. Something about that San Francisco quarterback that knelt all year long was supposed to be there or something, or he wanted to boycott it because he doesn't like the people in it, something like that. Did you hear that, Mark? Where is Mark? Hello. Mark, you disappear? Yeah. Is he still here? Mark is gone. Huh, Mark is gone.